Hey everyone, update for Joy. So we're going to boost the immune system. There's been a bit of laryngitis the last week, so looks like the capecitabine, the cancer drug, might have been messing with the immunity, so we're going to check that out. Also want to check because in
toenails.
The beautiful toenails. And I'll put the heater on. And also just make sure that I want to check all your major liver pathways. Because your liver enzymes have been raised in both of the last two blood tests as well.
You did get the last one, but Manuel as
yeah,
well.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I sent it to you when you were away.
Yeah, no, I got it. And, and obviously the immune system's been struggling a bit as well, otherwise you wouldn't have got sick. And that's fair enough, because that's what the capecitabine does.
Ah, so that's why I haven't had any of this shit for years.
No, because the capecitabine is deliberately trying to quench your immune system, because there's the concept that, if you destroy enough in your body, the cancer won't be able to grow.
So I'll anyway. Something else instead. So
exactly, so that's okay then, Last 18 months aside, there's no conspiracy going on here. Okay, so let's go.
I definitely saw in the paper somewhere, why haven't they found a cure for cancer, Mummy? She's making too much money out of it.
Yes. Well, that's been part of the interesting thing over the last 18 months with all the extra training I've done. I just never realised how many natural things have been thwarted deliberately because they are absolute direct.
Well, other things that are so evil and so bad for you, like fluoride is added to the water to see if they can kill us.
Mm.
I mean,
and they used it during World War II
to kill people.
Yes.
And if it wasn't so dangerous, they'd be able to use it in landfill in Australia. But because they're not allowed to, therefore it's still expensive for the people that dig it up and have it as a byproduct of their
Local
mining.
council for 30 years knows what she's talking about.
So
that was your overall immune system, just not as strong as it should be.
We never had fluoride in the water when I was on council.
Mm-hmm.
And nor did Brisbane or the rest of the system. Every time they brought it up.
Well, that's when I was voting for Greens, because I remember when, what's her name, Bly was trying to bring it in. So when she was trying to bring in the fluoride, and for the first time ever, Brisbane got 10% of Green votes. And so it had actually taken, and I was voting Green in those days, because when I actually hopped on the website, I agreed with them. So it's not the crazy, weird stuff going on with the Greens these days. It was actually quite sensible. Sort of like recycling.
You mean some of the green stuff that you actually knew about because you hadn't delved into it deeply?
No, I used to go to some meetings. I went to some meetings for a couple of years in Brisbane. Now, they might have had a whole different agenda behind the thing that they weren't telling us.
I would imagine the people at the meeting probably had no idea.
Yeah, right.
I realised that.
Well, I didn't know about agenda, the whole Great Reset thing at the time, which in hindsight is probably when it was quite getting, that might have been part of the whole thing to get those votes. Maybe. Capecitabine. So day 2 again today? Or day 1, capecitabine?
No.
Did you start it again yesterday?
Monday, Tuesday, day 3.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I couldn't remember what day it was.
I know, I was thinking it was Tuesday.
I knew I started Monday. If I'd remembered that Madonna's I only see you on Wednesdays, well,
Capecitabine.
Would have been 3 automatically. Apart from that, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about Green's agendas and...
Now, just specifically, I want in relation to any and all genetics, any and all anti-cancer genetics. Any and all anti-cancer genetics. Hold. 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 Okay. So that's the stuff that's the greens are so important for, which I know you hate your greens. But your stuff like your broccolis and Brussels sprouts and cabbages and wasabis and kales and the sulforaphane, the brock shots, you know, those things, they help to support the genes that are anti-cancer.
I used to like those things.
So your whole taste buds and gut and everything have shifted.
But that's what it is.
Hmm.
Just a
Interesting.
long time when I was taking the diet, little green things in the
Brock shots,
rock
yeah.
shots, they were fine. And then all of a sudden, rock shots, you just thought about them. And I mean, I didn't throw it.
Hmm.
You know, like
But not good.
No, but you think, well, I don't want to take something that makes special.
I'm going to ask in relation to stress and stress hormones and your immune system. No stress going on here, and obviously the laughter bone still works. But stress has been a little bit high. So yes, stress is messing with your immune system. Lots of my clients are praying for you too.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Thank you for telling me Rita was so depressed.
Mm.
I
Did a good
figured
job, didn't she?
I figured that if we have two people talking to her, it would cheer her up more.
Yeah. I send her some little photos occasionally of Teddy.
You're good. Oh, and she said that Larry's phone will be running out soon, and then she won't have
Oh, okay.
the photo ability.
Ah.
I think that's what she said. Because hers doesn't have it, so she must have
Stress
one of
and
those
stress
like
hormones.
Doug's.
Oh.
So Doug's last phone must have had some photos, because he certainly had a photo of JB when he was born.
Actually, I'm just going to get into your throat chakra.
Sorry about coughing without putting my hand up or anything.
No, no, no. I don't care. I trust my immune system. I know that's an evil thought these days.
Oh, I have more trust in my immune system than I have in the government. I'd like to know just how much Afghanistan
Was
It is.
planned.
I don't think it, well, it wouldn't have been planned by America. I wouldn't have thought that it might have been.
No, it's going to be interesting, you know, because I had to actually have a look and see where Afghanistan was last night again. I probably knew in the
It's up
past.
near, I think it joins on to India.
Yes, I had to have a look at
No, Pakistan, I think it might be. It's right up in the top.
Yeah.
Near the Himalaya thingies.
Yeah.
The cold frigging mountains.
Yeah.
I believe.
Mm.
Even though it's also hot and dusty.
How are your shoulders today? Bit shocking?
Oh,
Just achy?
yesterday, while I was getting my toes done, the chairs we were sitting in gave you a massage. So I had the deepest massage I had. I actually took my shirt off last night, asked Doug to find out if I had bruises on my shoulders.
Yeah, right.
So he asked me that, and there were two places in my shoulders where there were no bruises. I said to him, just feel there and there. And both of them hurt like hell when he just did that.
Yeah, right.
And Christ, what I said when they said, what was it like? And I said, it feels like calf kicking you. And I said, but it's probably good for you, so leave it there. Got it then. From the calf kick.
Yeah, so this muscle in here, in Touch for Health, is the pegmatosternal, and it relates to the liver meridian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ones going this way. So the ones going this way are stomach, and the ones going this way are liver. So there's two different layers of the muscles in there.
So when Neroli Tees told me to do this, what would that help?
From a Bowen perspective, or chiropractic, or acupuncture.
Something like that.
Bowen. So,
I was doing yoga at the time, so how would I know?
okay, yeah. So certainly in here it's the beginning of the lung meridian as well. In here is the beginning of the heart meridian. Over here is the beginning of the tender. sex organ meridian.
Oh, I'd better liven that one up.
Is it any use?
Oh, I don't know. I've heard of helping yourself as an option.
Ah, right.
Someone told me that at yoga one night.
Increase your kundalini. Hold on, going back. Hold up. And your feminine energy is very good at creating. So creating the life you want, creating the immune system you want, creating the energy you want. So the kundalini travels up and down the spine, bathes your brain, feel good energy. Remember the wobble machine? You know, you lie, you put your feet, you can't do that, can you? Put your feet on the wobble machine and rock from side to side.
The wobble machine didn't bother me. Lying on my back, looking at the ceiling, doing absolutely nothing did. And I couldn't doing nothing is something that, I know that people think I'm the laziest person in the world, but I would always be reading, crossword puzzle, reading newspapers, looking at
I suppose that's when I listen to videos, you know, like in the sauna. I sort of sit in the sauna, or I lie in the sauna and put my legs up the side, and then I listen to, you know, my pathologist or my endocrinologist or my immunologist or my virologist.
Well,
I go, oh, here's an exciting one.
I think that because I grew up in the bush and my mother had a headache for 1,000 years, I have a long she lived for. I can't remember my mother not having a headache.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
But she didn't die of kidney disease. Oh, that's not you. That's where the calf kicked me in the massage on the chair yesterday. If you're trying to hold me something, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Just relax. Trying to roll your ligament back into place. Your tendon, sorry.
You can do a ligament or a tendon, I don't know the difference. You served me up a plate of them, I'd probably say, oh, yuck, but...
But you'd recognise them.
Well, I'd know they were, and I'd probably think they were all gristle anyway, wouldn't I?
I've got no idea. Oh, no, it's not that sort of thing. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I thought when they got sticky and sticky together, they became gristle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they do.
Right.
And the muscle layers become gristle too. And it only occurred to me because I've had a lot of pain in here in the last few days, and which is a different. No. I sort of thought that. Anyway, it was weird, and I just figured my ribs or something were out, and I need to go see a chiro, which I've never done in my life, but that's how I feel. And anyway, it occurs to me, I climbed a mountain the other day, which wasn't really a mountain; it was just a big rock. But part of the big rock, you know, you had to actually walk on the rock, and then if you fell off, you would pretty much, you know, fall 100 metres. So it sort of scared the crap out of me. So I'm climbing, it's the pyramids.
Why did you climb it?
Why?
I'd have had a look at the bars and Christ, I don't care how good the view is if I'm going to bloody fall down there.
Well, you know, it seemed like a thing to do. Anyway, so we sort of got about 3/4 of the way through the rock, and lots of other people had done, and we've done Ayers Rock, and it didn't look any worse than Ayers Rock, you know, which was sort of on that angle and sort of...
Oh, I thought it was a thing to hang on to on Ayers Rock.
Well, some of it, but a lot of it there's not. Like, that's just the beginning. Anyway, we're not allowed to do that anymore. But...
Especially with Blaze on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad that Josh and Blaze and you and Jason got to climb Ayers Rock when you could.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Yeah.
Some of the terriblest things, I watched that Lindy Chamberlain thing the other day, and again I just felt so angry. Like I could have gone and cut off the bloody shields people's heads off it. Because of Seventh-day Adventists, because they all worship whatever.
Hold on, going back.
They did baby sacrifice.
Hold up.
You know, heaps of Seventh-day Adventists, they're likely to do a baby sacrifice as I am.
Yeah.
But at those days, I'm thinking, the Shield boys.
Yeah. Just crazy.
Well, they weren't educated. And they might have been pro-Catholic, but just because you're pro-Catholic doesn't mean every other religion does bloody murdering babies. I mean, that was one of the cruelest and most unjust things that ever happened in the world. And it happened. And it happened because of religion.
Yeah.
If she had been a Catholic, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, right.
I'm quite certain if you've been Catholic or Anglican, possibly even Uniting Church, they have the grave misfortune to be a
minority religion.
Seventh-day Adventist.
Let me just ask in relation to optimal T helper 2 cells.
Do you think I've got any left?
Hold. No. Hold. Yeah, because remember, one of the things about cancer is that, you know, of every tumour, only about 1 in 1,000 cells is cancerous. So you might have a tumour, but only 1 in 1,000 cells is cancerous.
Yes, but if you've got a tumour this big, would that be 4 million cells?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, because the reason there's 1 in 1,000 is that the non-cancerous ones around them are trying to keep you safe from the cancerous one. So everything we do, and once again, as always, I always ask your body minus all your supplements, minus all your medication. So this is without the capecitabine, it's without the Betamax, and you know all the other goodies you're taking.
They don't remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just so hard.
Optimal T helper cells.
Carmel's planning to go, I think it's about the 23rd of August or whenever.
Oh, okay, very close.
The show is cancelled, you know.
Yeah, I heard.
God, I must ring Mari. We were going to get together on her birthday. That's cancelled too. Her birthday isn't cancelled. The Kerry Fun Day is cancelled.
No, just wait for Anastasia and Jeanette. It might still be cancelled yet.
What?
Her birthday.
I'm sure they can't cancel your birthday.
No, I'm sure they can make it frickin' miserable for you if they want to.
Well, they do that.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. We're being, yeah. There's a few places I've been listening. We're being really laughed at around the world. No surprise. So
of course we're being laughed at. We've had no cases. We're carrying on like the pox are going to kill us all before breakfast tomorrow.
So it's sort of like, yeah.
The pox, the bug or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And I mean, and can you imagine? Not a single death from flu in Australia in 2 winters. And prior to that, we were having, what, 1,000 odd?
Yeah.
Dying from the flu. And this year...
The CDC in America, the Center for Disease Control, it asked the NIH, the National Institute for Health, if it could extend the emergency use of the PCR testing, so the tests that have been used for 18 months, authorised by World Health Organization. So could it extend it beyond 31st of December this year? The NIH came back and said, it's basically knocked it back and said, since it can't tell the difference between some influenza strains and COVID-19, we refuse to extend it beyond 31st of December. Doesn't matter. People already believe the narrative.
Doesn't matter. If they're not going to extend it, does that mean they'll stop testing?
No, God no. Bill Gates and George Soros have bought her, you know, they'll just create another thing to make $1 billion. God no. You're not gonna, not a chance. Sure, the big boys have no hope of letting go of their control now. But it is interesting, and Malcolm Roberts actually said that in Senate last week. And there's a parliamentary thingo saying, look, now that they've admitted that it doesn't tell the difference. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, let's just check you for coronavirus just for fun.
Right.
Hold. Now, you had a really nasty flu 2 years ago. So I'm going to ask around, 2 years ago, pretty much this month. So in relation to your nasty flu 2 years ago. Hold. Good. So whatever that was, it's not what you're re-getting again at the moment. So just in case. Because it was throat, let's check in relation to Epstein-Barr virus. Glandular fever.
That one teenagers get. kissing disease. God, you were upset when you found out that, and you probably never been kissed in your life. You were livid.
Well, it seemed like a bit of an annoying thing to get. I wish I had kissing disease. No.
Did you have to miss that as a show?
Yep.
And you had to miss it again later when you had Josh?
Yep. Okay.
You didn't even get conceived by kissing.
Let me check all your organs. Beautiful.
You know they're beautiful by doing that.
Well, it's all balanced now.
Oh,
So, checking all the major organs.
so I didn't have
Checked
colic,
in
that was
relation.
good.
Yeah, checked in relation to bacteria, viruses, viral particles, bacterial particles, which means old stuff that's in the system causing issues. But the capacetabine definitely lowering stuff, the stress definitely lowering stuff. Oh, let me check in relation to any and all shedding. Hold on.
I suppose half the people I know have had needles. No, that wouldn't be true.
That's not showing up. Any and all spike proteins.
I've had
And any and all nanoparticles.
that been a banana.
Nanny particles. No, they seem to be. I know I've checked you for them each time, but that actually all seems to be okay. So whatever hugging, kissing, everything you're doing, your immune system's keeping up with it, which is good. Which is what it's supposed to do. However,
I don't know, and I firmly suspect that I got the snotty nose thing.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I mightn't have got it from Sterling.
Yeah, that's what happens with kids. You know, they go to school.
And he was better. He was better the next day, so of course Carmel said he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I suspect we probably got the worms from it too.
Mm-hmm.
Carmel said he didn't have any, and she never had them when she was little, and I think then when we had a piece of chocolate each, and we all had a piece of chocolate, tasted like chocolate, and I said, well, it's no wonder you don't remember. If I gave you a piece of chocolate and I might have even mentioned words on, I said, just eat this. You wouldn't have argued about eating a piece of chocolate.
So this, I just thought, this is asking about any and all cancer tissue. So once again, it's locking, so which means your immune system's keeping up, which is a good thing. So that's a very, very, very
Did
good
we
thing.
need to ask Manuela anything? She asked on the email she sent me, probably.
Oh,
didn't
look,
send
you
it
can
to
just respond to that, saying, well, I'm bloody tired, and, you know, or you just answer them. Because, yeah, if you keep those Livtons up, because your liver can be cause for everything you've got going on.
Livton is powder.
No, Livton's they're the tablets 3+3 that support all 6 major pathways of your liver.
Do I still have some?
You should have. You got some recently. Anyway, well, cool. Good one. Thanks, everybody.